east and west, a land of great wealth. Rich in food and rich in livestock. Tourist delight. A state so endowed, yearning to be exploited. Full of love and friendship, a people with strength and character. A people full of devotion. A people determined to succeed. Let's build our plateau, let you ride and be one. So let us shake hands. You're my brother, you're my sister. North, east, south, and west, oh plateau, arise, arise. Let's sing one song of peace. Beautiful Plateau State. Beautiful Plateau State.
This is business news coming to you live from our Rayfield studio. I am Nisi Alan. The federal government yesterday inaugurated a textile steering committee to develop the framework for establishing the Cotton, Textile and Garments Development Board in a renewed push to revive Nigeria's struggling cotton and textile industry. The secretary to the government of the Federation, Judge Akume, who inaugurated the committee in Abuja, said the move forms part of broader efforts by the administration of President Bola Tinubu to stimulate industrial growth, diversify the economy, and create jobs. Akume, represented by the Permanent Secretary, General Services Office, Abubakar Kana, explained that the proposed board will serve as a coordinating institution to strengthen Nigeria's cotton, textile and garments value chain and restore the sector as a key driver of economic development. He noted that the decision to establish the Cotton, Textile and Garments Development Board was deliberated upon during the 149th meeting of the National Economic Council held on April 24, 2025. Represented by the Permanent Secretary in the General Services Office, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the SGF said the cotton and textile sector had historically been one of the pillars of Nigeria's economy. According to him, the industry once provided employment for thousands of Nigerians, supported rural livelihoods, and contributed significantly to the country's gross domestic product and export earnings. The ECOWAS Parliament has called for stronger participation in regional trade across West Africa, urging businesses and citizens to take greater advantage of existing integration frameworks aimed at boosting cross-border commerce and economic cooperation. The call was made in Abuja during a press briefing to announce private sector activities marking the Parliament's 25th anniversary. Speaking at the event, the Director of Parliamentary Affairs and Research at the ECOWAS Parliament, Kabir Garba, who represented the Speaker, Memunatu Ibrahima, said regional trade and innovation must translate into improved welfare for citizens across the sub-region. Garba said the Parliament was established to ensure that West Africans benefit from regional programs, including the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme and Free Movement Protocol. According to him, awareness remains a major challenge, noting that many traders and citizens across the region are still unaware of the economic opportunities available under regional integration policies. Garba added that the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme allows traders to move goods across borders and establish businesses in other member states, stressing that greater participation by citizens and entrepreneurs is necessary for the region's economic integration to succeed. Not less than 12 states have enacted a tax harmonization law considered a crucial part of the broader tax reform agenda introduced by the administration of President Bola Tinubu. Speaking in Abuja, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms and Minister of State for Finance designate Taiwo Oyedele said 13 other states have already presented the proposed law before their respective state legislature for consideration, while others are at different stages of implementing the reforms. He emphasized that the tax reforms are designed to modernize Nigeria's fiscal framework, support business growth, protect vulnerable groups, and reset the country's economic structure. Oyedele said the state's tax harmonization law seeks to eliminate nuisance taxes and prevent harassment of citizens under any guise, adding that the law will simplify the tax system, protect taxpayers' rights, and address unfair tax treatment. He stated that transparency, fiscal discipline, responsibility, and accountability remain critical pillars of an effective tax system. The crisis in Nigeria's power sector worsened yesterday with further decline recorded in power generation. Data obtained from the Nigerian Independent System Operator, NISO, showed that generation stood at 2,898 megawatts yesterday, of a shortfall of 11% from 3,222 megawatts recorded on Monday. The sharp drop forced electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, to embark on further load shedding across their various business districts nationwide. Acknowledging the developments with excuses, the NISO issued a notice to stakeholders and the general public blaming the development on decline in power generation to the national grid arising from persistent gas supply constraints affecting several thermal plants. According to the operational data as of 4th March 2026, it indicates that thermal plants require approximately 1,588.61 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to operate on optimal capacity. However, actual gas supply to these stations was approximately 652.92 million standard cubic feet, representing about 41% of the gas required for optimal generation. The operator also noted that the developments further reduced the total generation available for dispatch to the national grid and contributed to the current generation inadequacy being experienced across the system. The Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy has flagged off the Nigeria National Fisheries Stakeholders Forum program as part of efforts to catalyze engagement on fisheries development in the country and the value chain. The two-day event, themed Strengthening Inclusive and Sustainable Fisheries, Aquaculture and Blue Economy for Job Creation in Nigeria, was led by the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat in partnership with Trademark Africa and funded by the MasterCard Foundation. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, Fatima Mahmood, explained that while the challenges faced by women and youth across Africa are similar, explaining that the forum hopes to garner insights from players within the fisheries ecosystem in Nigeria, spotlight the challenges and curate objectives that will help the ministry and its international partners drive the implementation of IMAP in Nigeria. In his remarks, Head Private Sector Unit, AFCFTA Secretariat, Temba Kumalo, noted that the dynamics of global geopolitics require Africa to look inwards and work towards strategic collaboration for self-sufficiency. He noted that by supporting capacity building through the IMAP project and leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area, the continent stands a chance of conserving the excessive costs it spends on food importation. Meanwhile, Director, Business Competitiveness at Trademark Africa, Anateria Uwamaria, explained that the meeting is trademark's maiden engagement with fisheries stakeholders in Nigeria since the inception of the IMAP program. Hence, the program will run in Nigeria for 4 years. That is it on business news. Stay tuned for News Track at 2 p.m. Good morning.